Good morning, Gator Nation. Welcome back to the In All Kinds of Weather forecast. I am your host, Neil Schulman. You can follow me on Twitter at All Kinds Weather, on Instagram at All Kinds Weather Blog, and on Facebook and YouTube under the name In All Kinds of Weather. Special guest joining us today in Javion Toombs, a Florida safety. Tons to talk about with him, including a very, very impressive personal journey for him to where he is now, how the Gators offseason has gone so far, and what to expect from the Gators in 2023. Before we get to that, though, quick word about our sponsors/partners. We are proudly partnered with the Gator Good Foundation, the nonprofit organization that sends underprivileged Gator fans to the swamp. If you believe you or someone you know is worthy of the honor for 2023, we are looking for candidates, so please email us at gatorgoodfoundation@gmail.com. Donations, of course, are very much appreciated, so to donate to our cause, please go to our website, gatorgoodfoundation.com, and click on the donate button. Second, we are proudly sponsored by Stingray Branding. These folks will put a sting into your marketing and deliver results that will wow your clients. Whether it's web design, logo design, branding, graphic design, social media management, search engine optimization, marketing strategy, or mobile app design, Stingray Branding has you covered. If you or someone you know needs professional help in any of the above, here are 3 great reasons why you should choose Stingray Branding. Number 1, it's a veteran-owned business. You can't think of a much better way to properly thank those who serve our country than by giving the business. 2, it's run by a UF alum and diehard Gator fan. 3, they've got the personal stamp of approval from In All Kinds of Weather, as they did our new logo, our new website. They did the Gator Good Foundation website. They do the marketing for Gator Collective. They did the logo for Gator Collective. They did the website for Gator Collective. And they do all the marketing for the Charleston Gator Club. And they've still got more Gator-related projects coming up over the horizon. So if you're listening to this podcast and you or your business or brand needs help in any of the aforementioned areas, rest assured that Stingray Branding will more than take care of you. To view their services and rates, go to stingraybranding.com. With all that taken care of, Florida safety Javion Toombs is with us today. He is a preferred walk-on, the emphasis on preferred. There's a difference between preferred walk-on and walk-on. I'm going to let him explain that in just a moment. But Javion, first things first, thanks so much for taking time to speak with us today. How's everything going? How's it been adjusting to the spring semester at the University of Florida?
How you doing? It's good. Thank you for having me. But the new spring semester been pretty good. We easing back into like the routine of things, getting back going. So, first week wasn't nothing too crazy, but next week we're gonna turn it up even more.
Yeah, syllabus week. I remember those days.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all fun and games until work comes on.
Mm-hmm.
I got memories of that myself. Yeah, but so we'll talk academics in just one second, but I wanted to set the distinction first, I guess. You're a preferred walk-on and not just any other walk-on. There's a distinction. So can you tell our listeners a little bit more about that difference and what it means to you to be a preferred walk-on at Florida?
To be a preferred walk-on, it's like you still a walk-on, but they want you. It's not like you just a random person, like a random student who just trying to come travel for the team. They like call you, they recruit you. Same process. You know what I'm saying? So it's like good to have that. You know what I'm saying? And then you feel just like a part of the team. Like ain't no difference really. So that really mean a lot. Like how they like bring you in and treat you the same. It's really no difference.
Yeah, for sure. That definitely does make sense. Back up one second though. What was the recruitment process as a whole like for you? Because you were a pretty good high school football player. I mean, there are some articles, there's some video clips of you just absolutely tearing it up for Centennial High School. There's a game where you have 2 pick sixes in a critical playoff game. Like you were a really good high school player. So what was the recruitment process like for you? And why did you ultimately settle, or I guess not settle, but why did you ultimately choose to come to the University of Florida?
Really, so I want to say like a year, like I want to say my junior year, this 7-on-7 team, TC Elite, we took a tour like to a whole bunch of colleges around the like Southeast, a little bit into like Georgia, Alabama, that area, but mostly like schools on the coast, like the pretty good schools. We went to some JUCOs, we went to some like I think it was like a D2, just different schools, getting a different feel. We had a lot of group of kids, but when we got to Florida, I was like, this was still when Dan Mullen was here. So, they still had the new facility being built, all the new locker rooms and stuff, so they showing us the video, and like the whole time I'm there, I'm just like Florida, like I like Florida. Like I could see myself playing here, but like I wasn't being recruited by them at the time. So, like going into my senior year, like towards the end of the year, like season was already done. I was verbally committed to Kaiser. That's an NAIA school. I didn't really get that many offers out of high school, but like I also played at like a small school. We're kind of going downhill, so but yeah, I was verbally committed to Kaiser, and then Lamar Sori reached out to me, and then he asked like, did I sign any papers? Was I committed? And then he started talking to me, about how the coaches and stuff like my film, they want me to come, and then he told me like they offered me a preferred walk on and stuff, and then pretty much just seeing when I could get up here like the fastest. So then I had graduation on the 24th, May 24th, and then I enrolled on May 25th. So it was like a quick switch, trying to get me here as fast as possible. So, that was good too.
Yeah, that is pretty cool to know. I mean, because you did, I mean, granted, it was 8A, I think, was Centennial.
8A, yeah.
8A, yeah. So, but you had press articles, you had articles written about you. You had, there were some highlights on YouTube. Javion Toombs pick sixes helped Centennial High School in critical playoff game. I think you were up for game ball of the district. So there was some good press about you. It wasn't like you were completely unknown, but you come to the University of Florida, which is the everything school, Javion. I'm sure you've noticed that there are elite athletes just walking among you at all times, because that's what Florida does. There's I think 18 different sports that have won national championships in Florida. So you've got no shortage of top tier athletes around you. So what does that mean to you to be part of what we call the everything school? It's got a rich football tradition, but it's also rich in pretty much every other sport there is. What does that mean to you to be part of that?
To be a part of, like, to be a Gator, it mean a lot, because you got to uphold the standard. You got to live the standard. You got to keep the standard. So being a Gator, like just like always at all times, you got to be like on your P's and Q's, always on top of it. You know what I'm saying? Like no matter who watching, no matter who around, you to be a Gator is like, that's a great accomplishment. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you got to live up to that. Just hold the standard.
Yeah, for sure. That's definitely a common response I've gotten to that question. It is an elite school, and school means school, not just the athletics that come with being part of that school. So everything school means academics too, and Florida is a top 5 public school in the country. And from the athletes I've talked to, that's not just a status thing. They don't just do that for the non-athletes. There are rigorous academic requirements for everyone there, athletes included. And I know that UF is genuinely proud of that, the way that it educates young men and young women and puts them into the world ready to make a difference as soon as they graduate. So talk to me a little bit more about the academic aspect of being a student athlete at the University of Florida.
The academic process, I would say, it's a big factor now, especially with Napier coming in. He's a big like academic guy, so every academic appointment is mandatory. From tutoring, class, study hall, whatever it is. Making sure that all the guys there and stuff. Last semester we had the highest GPA football team had. So that was like a good improvement to see like his new program, making sure everybody's in class and stuff is working. So that was good. But yeah, academics is like a real big thing here. So it's not like you just coming in here to play football and think the work gonna be easy. Like, nah, it's the top 5 university. Like the work ain't changing. So you got to put in the work, in the classroom and on the field. So, just got to stay on top of it.
Highest GPA ever. Yeah, that's definitely something to be proud of. And I know that's not just something that the school, again, like we were just talking about a minute ago. I know that's not just something like when the University of Texas did that, when they put out like proudly highest GPA in team history, like 2.89, and they celebrated it. No, Florida actually puts its athletes through the academic process like everyone else, and they make sure that the students are ready to when their football careers are over, if they decide not to pursue football, if they have injuries or whatever, that they're ready to go out and make a big difference. But it's not easy. That's a lot of a time commitment for you. So just talk to me a little bit about how you go about balancing your time and managing your time with so much expected of you, both in the classroom and on the practice field, in the weight room, etc.
I'd say in the fall it's like way more hectic because you got more practices, more meetings. Like it's way more. It's like you got to manage your time way more. But in spring, it's kind of you still got to manage your time, but it's kind of easier because you get like the end of your day off. So it's like we work out in the morning. Then you got like we work out early. Then you got like your school and like the still morning. Like I'll be done before like 12 with all my school. 12:01, and then we have team runs at 4. So we got to be back up to the facility. So you're pretty much done with your day by 5. But then you got time for homework if you got that. But you also got tutors and stuff in class like in the beginning of your day. So it's like they help you manage your time, but you still got a lot of time by yourself that you got to manage yourself too, though.
And the burden is on you to manage it appropriately and responsibly.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's college, man. It's preparing you to be a grown up. I mean, you're over 18. Everyone for the most part is, but it's still an adjustment for you, I'm sure. So, football aspect, Gator football program. We'll talk a little bit more about what we're expecting of them moving forward, but just as a whole, tell us a little bit about Coach Billy Napier and what it's like to play for him, to be on the practice field with him, and just to be a player for Billy Napier's program as opposed to the Florida Gators.
I could say like Napier is like he's like a more family guy. So like he's more about like getting to know your teammates, getting everyone together, like building that good connection. So like on the field, you're gonna play like better if like your brother got your back, So it's like having him there, always emphasizing like being together and sticking together, and just like being together, that's one of our like our core values, together, so we always preach and stand together, and it's real big. So yeah.
So what are the other core values that Coach Napier really hits hard at?
We got integrity, tough, believe, together, and discipline. Yeah, them.
Coach Napier talks a lot about how football is about people, like you were saying, that he does all these team bonding sorts of things with the players. A lot of coaches will say that. A lot of coaches will talk about it in interviews. They'll say it on recruiting trips to the kids, to their parents. It's one thing to talk about it, though. It's another thing entirely to put it into practice. And you're very clearly saying that he does put it into practice. So as someone who's on that team, beyond just the team bonding experiences, what sorts of interactions have you had with him, or that you've witnessed him have with someone when the cameras are not on, when he's off the field, that makes you really think he believes what he's saying?
Yeah. So I say around the last hurricane that hit, he was like individually going up to like people, asking, like he was reaching out to like anyone, saying like if their families were okay, if they needed anything, like if their homes got messed up, anything he could do to help them, just like reaching out to like every individual, and that's just like one scenario where like, a hurricane, he trying to make sure everybody's straight, everybody family doing good, not even just like us, because he knew we were straight because we were here, but he's still reaching out, trying to make sure our family back at home is doing good. So, that was like a way to see like it, like he really do care about us and stuff,
Yeah, but that's awesome to hear. It's always, as a Gator fan, it's great to know that the head coach cares more about the players as people than it is about what you can do on the field. So just, I guess, exact same question, but for your assistant coaches now. So for the coordinators, for the position coaches, not even just yours in the secondary, but just all the other position coaches that are teaching / coaching these players how to be the best players they can be on the field. What have you seen from them off the field that makes you believe that they are of these, of the same mindset of Billy Napier?
Off the field, pretty much like the same thing that Napier like emphasizes, like being together, just reaching out to someone if they're walking by, like just don't like never just walk by and not say anything. So, like with all the coaches, all the coordinators, you walk by, they're gonna stop you like, hey, how you doing? Your day going good, like how you feeling, just like a little quick little checkup, make sure everything like flowing smooth. So, it's real good. It makes the environment feel like even better. Like, like it really make it feel like home here.
Yeah, so I'm smiling from ear to ear as you say this because for our listeners, in case you don't know this, a point of comparison with this staff and the last staff, a couple exceptions to the statement. Brian Johnson, the QB coach, is not included in the statement, but for the most part, the players did not feel like the coaches truly valued them or respected them. I guess there were maybe another couple of exceptions, but for the most part, they just didn't feel that way. To Coach Grantham was a good example. He would just walk by players in the hallway, his eyes like straight ahead, just acting like they didn't exist. That's a good reason why a couple of guys that could really play, like James Houston, Andrew Chatfield, wound up transferring. So good to know that this staff does genuinely have some care for you guys, but that's not to say things are easy for you. We talked about the academic aspect. The coaches don't baby you. They don't coddle you. There's a line from Chris McClellan on a Twitter space a couple months ago where he said Napier asks a lot of his players, and you go through the same drills as everyone else as a member of the team. It's physically exhausting for you. So tell us what kind of things does Coach Napier demand of you as Gator football players that you think maybe a little bit more demanding than anything you've ever experienced before?
I'd say like just the way our schedule's built, like coming in the morning, then, got to come back in like in the afternoon. Then you might even got to come back in later that night. It's just like the dedication, he asking a lot, but like, you'll see the bigger picture over time, you know what I'm saying? Like just to have that discipline, to get up and go, you got something to do to manage your time well, And then like some days, he'll have us come in at like a weird time, or like say it was a holiday, we still there. Like even when other colleges off, we still gonna come in. We might not work out or nothing, but we might just like meet as a team just to be there, just to like keep that little family thing going, So it's like he asking a lot, but like the bigger picture, is gonna be worth it.
For sure. Definitely can appreciate that. So speaking of things being difficult, things didn't really go great last year. I think the players are all aware of that. There were good moments like beating Utah and beating Texas A&M and beating South Carolina. I live in South Carolina, so that was really great for me. But I think it's fair to say that the players all know, and they'll be the first to tell you that 6-7 is not the Gator standard. It's not a great season. And I think one of the misconceptions that some fans have is that you guys don't know this the way that everyone else does. Like you guys are well aware. You guys are not happy about it. And most importantly, I'm pretty certain that, and you can tell me more about this, but the guys in that locker room are the angriest about it. They're the least happy about it. They want to do something to fix it and improve on it. So tell me a little bit more about the standards that you set for yourself first personally, and that you feel that the team as a whole collectively has set for itself moving forward in 2023.
So for next season, I want to go to the playoffs. We want to be playing year round. We don't want a long break in December. I know it sounds crazy, but we don't want to be home with our family on Christmas. We want to be playing. So to get there, that's the goal. But everybody say that. So, we really trying to put in that work to really get there, But the shift with the team, like last year, it was a lot of like, I want to say like separation, because it was like building together, but you still had the Mullen guys and then you had the Napier guys. So it's a lot of like, oh, Mullen did it this way, Napier doing it this, it's just a lot of confusion. So we got less of the Mullen people now, so it's more of a Napier. So, but like in the weight room and stuff, and when we be running and stuff, you can see like the work ethic way different, the bond way better. Like everybody communicating, like top guys communicating with rookies that just got in here, walk-ons, talking to everybody, it's just like a bond, like one real big family. So like you could really tell like the difference from this year and last year. Like,
That is something that we've talked about on our pod before. We've talked about how last year the team was about 30% Napier guys. This year it's almost 80%
Mhm.
Napier guys. And a lot of the best players last year, there were exceptions to this. Ethan White, Ventrell Miller, Justin Shorter, Anthony Richardson, there were exceptions to this, but a lot of the best players were the Napier guys. You know, ETN, Montreal Johnson, Ricky Pearsall, Cyrus Torrance, Kamari Wilson, Devin Moore, Chris McClellan, Shamar James. So there are a lot of guys that are going to be, or a lot more guys this year that were Napier's players. You're
Mhm.
one of them. So you can
Yeah.
definitely speak to this. But what's the difference in the mindset, you think, of the Napier guys versus the Mullen guys? Is it something that you think that they've all just bought in to what Napier is preaching, or do you think that everyone Napier picks just comes in naturally with that let's go, let's get it done, whatever it takes sort of attitude?
The guys that he brought in, them some dogs, no matter what, like they go, I feel like they work ethic gonna be the same. But also Napier, like, he real big on like, that type of stuff. So I want to say it's like 50-50.
Okay, a little bit of both. I
Yeah.
guess that's good. So it's obviously, very early to talk about 2023. We're recording this in early February, but as we just talked about, the DNA does seem to be a bit different. The team is already starting to come together. So from what you can tell so far of the new guys, you haven't done spring practice yet. You've just met them and I've worked out with them a little bit, but from what you can tell so far, your early returns on the new guys as athletes are what? Like Aiden Mizell, like Cameron Jackson,
Yeah, yeah.
Damian George, etc. What are your returns on them as athletes? You said that they're dogs mentally. What are they like physically?
Physically, like what you mean by that?
I mean that I've heard stories that they come in and just absolutely tear it up in the weight room.
Yeah, exactly. Like, so yeah. So like 8:30 group. That's like that got all the like new guys for the most part, and that's the group I work out with. But yeah, we go in there, man. It's like a great energy vibe. You got everybody screaming, everybody clapping, they getting they pumps in, we all working, we all getting to it. But nah, you could definitely see like they want it. Like you could tell when somebody like they really working, like they pushing themselves to the max, like they giving it they all. So like that's good though.
And they're pushing you too. You are a
Yeah.
student athlete at the University of Florida. You're absolutely included in this statement. So what kind of impact have you already seen it have on you, and what impact do you see it continuing to have on you moving forward to be surrounded with these types of guys?
Um yeah, being surrounded like by even like everybody who trying to like get to the same place you trying to get, it motivates you to even go even harder. You going hard, but you see somebody next to you working hard. So now you going harder, that's gonna make him go harder, and then everybody just gonna keep going until they at their best.
Yeah, totally. I can definitely appreciate and understand that. Got to ask you about Gator Collective. Switching gears a little bit, you are a Gator Collective athlete. Gator Collective does, work to create these NIL opportunities for student athletes of all sports. What does that mean for you to be a Gator Collective athlete, and what sort of impact has it had on you as a student athlete at the University of Florida?
I want to say being a part of the Gator Collective, like that meant a lot to me, especially being a preferred walk on. Usually most of the Gator Collective guys are scholarship guys, like top guys. So for them to like let me be a part of it, that just meant a lot. Like they like see something in me, So that was like a great little feeling, feeling that.
Yeah, for sure. So, last little series of questions we've got. We like to finish up our shows with our guests with a quick series of questions called the lightning rounds. We got a bunch of these, so we'll go rapid fire. So, first one: what is your pregame / pre-practice meal of choice?
Pre-game, I'll be eating two little bites, and then the little like these Gatorade, them, before we in the locker room, before we put on our little warm up gear, I'm gonna grab me my little 2 bags of little bites, my Gatorade, and then I'm gonna grab me a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, and that's gonna do it for me.
All right. Peanut butter and jelly, 2 little bites, and a can of Gatorade. Not bad. So how do you recover from a hard practice / game? What's your recovery method?
We got the normal techs in our locker, that's my biggest. I'm not really a cold tub guy, but I've been starting to get in there a lot more. So either cold tub or normal tech boots.
All right, can't go wrong with that. I've heard other players say the same thing, so that's definitely becoming a theme there. What is your favorite Gator jersey color combo?
Ooh, all orange.
All orange. Okay. How about
Can't
it?
beat it.
No. What is it about orange for you?
I think it's just it's stand out. Like it's our most like bright. It stands out. It look like NFL color rush. They give like that
Yeah.
type of vibe. A little orange, orange, orange. But next year, we're supposed to be getting black uni. So that's my favorite. The all black, all black.
You're a fan of the black uniforms.
Yeah, I'm a fan of the blacks.
See, I wasn't a fan of them when I first heard about it. Like my take on this is it's the same reason I don't like the white helmets or the like wearing white pants because
Yeah,
University of Florida's colors are orange and blue, and we should be showcasing them whenever possible. Like I get having white numbers or I guess like white pants sometimes to not blind people, but I mean,
yeah,
orange and blue are our colors and we should show them off. And it's the same reason I hated those Gator scales that we wore in 2017. But then Coach Napier comes out and says, we're doing this as a salute to service. We're doing this to show our appreciation and respect for those who served our country. And
yeah,
like that's he just Napier has this way of just taking things that people may not love and giving them a reason to love it. Like I feel
yeah,
like that's a very good quality of his.
yeah.
So, what about when Florida's on the road though, and they have to wear white jerseys?
I'd say white jersey, orange pants, orange helmet.
Okay, so the Vandy combo from
Yeah,
last
yeah,
year.
yeah, yeah. Vandy combo.
Okay, so who is the funniest guy on the team?
Funniest guy on the team. I would say Jordan Young, but he just hit the portal. Um, Next up would be oh no, I don't know. I don't know right now. I can't think right now. Nah, ain't nobody funny like him though.
All right, fair enough. Gator's going to be missing
No, actually, Cam Jackson, the new guy. Yeah, yeah, he is so funny. He too funny. Yeah,
I could get that vibe from him. We just had him on a couple weeks ago. I definitely could feel that.
yeah.
Yeah, he's a good dude. Yeah, so I mean, this wasn't a scheduled question, but just talk about like how quickly you've and the other new guys have become friends. Like how easy has that been for y'all to just become I mean, talked about family. So how quick and easy has it become for y'all to just form that brotherhood with each other?
Majority of them took like a couple visits here, so we already got to like connect before, and when the recruits here, we always talk to them, trying to get to know them, just like trying to build that family, trying to show them what it's like here. So we already knew like of them and stuff, already had conversations, already like ate with them and stuff, so it was already like a good bond, and then once they got here, it just clicked even better. So.
Yeah, it's always great to hear that. You always love to hear about how guys are truly brothers and truly, together as opposed to just hearing it, but like not seeing any real proof of it. So what has been your favorite moment / your best moment as a Florida Gator so far?
I'd say Utah game, maybe. When we got that pick, everybody just like seeing the crowd go crazy, that was just a great feeling, it was sold out, everybody there screaming, ooh, ooh, like, yeah, we won, like, it was just a great feeling. And I'm pretty sure that was the home opener too, right?
It
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
was. It
So yeah,
was
that was just that was my first game in the swamp. So like it was just a great experience, Could never forget that.
great introduction you had there.
Yeah.
So, what do you personally want to improve upon in 2022, and just more generally, what do you think that the team collectively wants to improve upon in 2023?
Um, I'd say like collectively as a defense, we want to probably give less yards. We allowed a lot of yards last year. A lot of them on third down and stuff. Just like locking in and buying in, so we don't gotta give up no third down and stuff. It was pretty good on first and second down. Third down was really our biggest like issue. Like third, I don't know about fourth, but I'm pretty sure third was bad. I know that for sure. So, just locking down. That one more down. Get that 3 and out. That for sure. And then offense. We want to put up more points on the board this year.
For sure. Yeah. I mean, everyone always wants to improve. That's just that. I mean, that's just how you get better as football players and as teams. Even if you're Georgia just went 15-0, there's still some things they could do better. So they're always, striving to do the best they can possibly do. So last question for you, Javion. We've definitely enjoyed having you, but got to end by, I guess, painting the complete picture of you and your situation and your goals. So as a preferred walk-on, you know that you're not guaranteed a scholarship. Some preferred walk-ons do eventually earn them. I guess the most notable recent example is Stetson Bennett at Georgia, but it's not a guarantee. You got to work for it. So that's just currently where you are. And Florida is an SEC program with quite a pedigree. So, I've heard interviews with you before where you talk about betting on yourself. You want to bet on yourself with the ultimate bet that you can go and make something of yourself at the University of Florida. So what exactly does the University of Florida and what exactly does the Florida Gator football program have in Javion Toombs?
Okay. So I sound like I'm like a playmaker, like a ball hawk, that's what I've been good at, like getting the ball out, forcing turnovers, just being that like impact, that like energy, the good vibe, like that's just who I am, I feel like wherever the ball at, I'm gonna get it out, that's just what's in me. I'm gonna try to go get that ball out.
Awesome. All right. Well, Javion, it's definitely great to get to know you a little bit better, get to learn a little bit more about your background and your situation. I think Florida's got an excellent young man in Javion Toombs right here. They're very lucky to have you as part of the program. I know you're going to have impact on this program that are going to be felt throughout the offseason just by getting to see what kind of person you are. And you bet on yourself. I'm rooting for you. I'm betting on you. I'm sure that you're going to do everything you possibly can for this Gator football program. And I'm hoping and I'm rooting for you to see you on the field making some plays.
Appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, man. So stay healthy, do what you got to do, and we'll see you soon. All right.
So appreciate it.